Hello and welcome to the Surprisingly Music Podcast. I'm Trevor.
I'm Taryn.
And we are here to review music.
Talk about bands that the other recommended from the previous week.
Yeah. And I'm drinking during it, so it's going to be a train wreck of a show. So,
as always,
last week we did the Black Keys album Thick Freakness. That was my choice, so this week it is Taryn's choice. Taryn, what did you choose for us today?
I chose a prog rock band called...
I just want to say prog rock. I thought Prague was like Prague, like the city in Hungary, but it means progressive.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's woke.
So prog rock band. It is woke.
They are called Closure in Moscow, and the album is Pink Lemonade.
All right. So when did this album come out?
It came out in 2014. The band started in 2008. They released one EP, an LP, and then Pink Lemonade, the one we're talking about today, which is also another LP.
Yeah,
so this is their most recent release. They're in the studio working on new stuff. So I'm super excited to see what they pull out of their asses next.
So Closure in Moscow is an Australian band.
Yes. They currently live in the UK.
Oh, they do? Because I saw, when on my research, I saw that they had moved from Australia to the United States.
Maybe they are in the United States. I know they had a lot of issues with their Australian record label, and that's one of the things that pushed them to want to move. And also just the music circuit is a lot better being in Europe or America. Yeah.
So my thing was, how the hell did Taryn hear about this band? So one thing that I like to do with new artists is go on their Spotify and see, people who like this also like. And I was going through them like, I've never heard of any of these bands, but they have some weird fucking names. Oh, wait. There's one. Dance Gavin Dance.
Oh, really? They showed up as a recommended?
Yes, they were they were towards the end. But how did you hear about this band? Because this is actually, I want to know, because this is not your typical stuff.
So, funny enough, it is. I've known about this band since their first album, and I heard the song Sweetheart. I saw them on the 2010 Warped Tour.
Because I did see that they were doing a lot of touring with Coheed and Cambria.
Yes, I also saw them tour with Coheed and Cambria.
And I heard that their live shows are actually incredible.
So good.
Okay.
Their sound is pristine.
Yeah, something we'll talk about.
They definitely know how to put on
their live sound is good.
Yeah, like Warped Tour, they definitely did just traditional song.
Yeah, because of how Warped Tour is,
but when they were on tour with Coheed and Cambria, it was like a production. It was they put a lot of thought into the flow and everything of the show. It was really entertaining. So that's when I first heard about them. Then I kind of just stopped hearing about them for a long time, and then I was talking to the lovely M, and I was like, "Oh yeah, have you heard about this band?" And they were like, yes, I love Closure in Moscow. And I was like, oh, dope, So kind of got back in the groove of it then. And then when I was thinking of albums to give you, I wanted to give you something that caught you off guard.
This caught me off guard hardcore.
Yeah.
100%.
Considering all I've given you is punk and pop punk.
Oh, yeah.
And I gave you psychedelic, funky.
I was like, I gotta go to the fucking weed store and get some weed to listen to this album. Holy shit, man. So that brings us into the story of the album. This is a narrative album.
Yeah. So that's a big thing with prog rock. Is their albums, some people, their discography will be a story. Like Coheed and Cambria, their whole discography revolves around one ongoing story.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew albums or songs would have a story, a big story.
Yeah.
This is some weird 70s weird the only reference I can make is that Shire of Frodo from for Family.
Yeah, no, it definitely sits in that realm of it's very avant-garde. It's very
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah.
Very weird.
It very much questions kind of what can be storytelling in music. It questions how can those two go together.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is a band they're inspired by. Yes.
Who?
Yes.
What?
Prog rock band. Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're called Yes.
Is it Fun? Period.
Yeah. But yeah, some of their other inspirations were the Mars Volta, which, like, if you listen to them, it's kind of like...
of that name.
Yeah. Like, if you listen to them, you're just like, okay, this sounds like the sequel to the Mars Volta. You know, like, it's in the same world, but it's definitely, like, the next step forward.
Okay.
And then, like, Coheed and Cambria, Circus Survive, Rush, Tool, like, all those kind of, like, really smart kind of bands. Like, you know, like, people who listen to them are like, oh, you don't like it because you don't get it. You need to be really smart and stuff to understand their music. And it's like, oh, shove a dick up your ass, you fuck. I hate those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's bullshit. Like,
but like, some of those bands are good. Like, I'm not a fan of Tool. Like, they're interesting.
Their fans are horrible.
Yeah, they are. They're tools. But anyway, we're not here to talk about those fucking loser prog bands.
No, let's talk about Tool real quick. Tool fans are like, they made a song using that fucking, what was it?
Dude, I have no idea.
It was a math thing.
About. Oh, then...
What was it?
I think they used the number E, which
is the Fibonacci sequence.
Maybe
something like that. And the Tool fans are just like, you have to be so smart. It's like, well, you didn't make the song using that, Fibonacci sequence or whatever it was.
And also,
you're an idiot.
Imagine being such a loser you can only make a song with 10 chords. Because if you use the Fibonacci sequence, it's 0 through 9, 10 different chord options. There's 12 in a octave. So they didn't even use the full octave. So in other words, Tool's garbage. And
alrighty then.
They couldn't figure out how to squeeze those last two in there.
Well, I mean, it was against the Fibonacci sequence. So, yeah. So anyway, this is a storytelling album. Do we want to go into the story of the album and then go?
I can give a brief overview of the plot.
Because I had a hard time following in the song. I had to look it up and see what was going on, and then that made it a lot easier listening to it.
Yeah. So it's about a guy who's known as the Fool.
Yes.
And he's kind of just like bumbling through life. He doesn't really know what will make him happy. He's very much like at a loss for like any sort of joy in life, and he sees life as like kind of meaningless.
Oh, he's a millennial.
Yeah. And this alchemist has made this special drink that will like help open his eyes to how the world really is, and he'll become enlightened and happy because he'll have truth and like purpose in life. So he seeks out this alchemist and drinks it.
Which is pink lemonade.
Yeah, he drinks the pink lemonade, and then that's the entire song of Pink Lemonade, his experience first drinking it. Then he wakes up in an alleyway and is like,
well, at the end of Pink Lemonade, he runs into an oracle who's fucking sounds sexy as shit. Oh my god.
No, so at the end of Pink Lemonade is when he wakes up in the alleyway. He passes out, then the end with the oracle seductress. He wakes up in the alleyway.
Yeah.
And she's like coming to this, it's like a club, like kind of place. Come inside, you'll find like love and happiness in here.
You'll find what you're looking for.
Yeah. And she presents this young 17-year-old, the age of consent in Australia. So let's call it 18, who has all this plastic surgery done. She's done everything she can to look as beautiful as possible because that's what her happiness is.
Well, her plastic surgery is literally made her her skin made of plastic.
Yeah.
That's the song Neoprene Byzantine.
So she's just a plastic person. Her version of happiness was looking perfect. And so that's all she is to him. And eventually their relationship comes to an end because she's not a person to him. So he treats her with like no actual like merit or value. So she leaves him because like she just looks to him. So he gets super depressed, starts to search for meaning, and he comes across the, how do I pronounce this? The Brahmatron, who is like the all-knowing computer that controls the universe. So it's like the god of the universe, but it's a computer algorithm that says that there's no free will, there's no choice, there's no anything in the universe. You're basically just computer code. And he gets super depressed and is like, I would do anything to forget that I learned this, that there is no free will, that we're all just part of this equation. And then So
the computer has a cyborg, doesn't it?
Yes.
So it has an army of cyborgs or
Yes.
something, or a big giant cyborg?
Yes.
Okay. That's the next thing.
Yeah, the dinosaur boss battle.
That is the name of the song, everyone, is the dinosaur boss battle.
Yes, and...
A cyborg fights a dinosaur.
Yeah, and then after that concludes...
He watches it.
Then he ends up just alone, and he's, like, lost all sense of purpose, and he doesn't know what to do, so he comes across the Church of the Techno-Christ.
Which was the single off the album.
Yes. The first of 2 singles. Seeds of Gold is the second single that released. Like, they released the music video when the album came out as the second single. And then, so they're like, if you upload your brain in this computer, like, you'll find enlightenment and be happy. And they plug him in, starts uploading his brain. And he realizes, like, what the computer is, and it's actually going to, like, suck his soul from him, and he'll be nothing. So he unplugs it, but even though he was, like, plugged in for a few seconds, it was actually thousands of years. So now he's, like, far past any sort of timeline he was actually a part of. So now he's sad and depressed again. And then he finally realizes if he had never drank the pink lemonade, he'd still be happy. Because he realizes now he was happy. Before he just like didn't know what he was looking for. Happiness was just like in day-to-day life. He didn't need some sort of enlightenment. He didn't need like all these things to happen. He could always find happiness. Then he wakes up in the alleyway to the neoprene Byzantine girl, and she's real now. Like, she's a real human person, and he wakes up to her in the alleyway, and she's like the embodiment of like his enlightenment. And now he realizes, oh, I can be happy, life can go on. And he wakes up back in the real world. Turns out it was all an acid trip. Pink lemonade is drugs.
I hate that. I didn't know that part. That part I didn't find out.
And then in Penku Remonado, which translates to pink lemonade, Japanese, is basically like the credits for the album. It's kind of like
this was an audio movie.
Yeah, and then it's 3 girls listening to and reviewing the album, 3 Japanese girls, and it's the review of the album. Then it pans out like a step further, and it's the same 3 girls reacting to them listening to the album, and they're like, this is kind of a weird cop-out that we're just like listening to people listening to an album. And then it pans out further, and it's them being like, wait, shit, we're still, like, a part of the simulation in the recording. Then it pans out further, and it's aliens looking over these people, saying, like, humans are such entertaining puppets. And then the album fucking ends.
And you've never done drugs.
This is drugs. You listen to this album, and you feel like you're on drugs. It's wonderful.
I just want to point out the reason we call this our podcast Surprisingly Sober in the first place was because you've never done any sort of drug or anything like that.
I only smoke meat. I smoked some burgers today.
Yeah, but this is the most trippy album I've ever listened to.
It's a bananas ride.
It is a bananas ride. So let's get into it.
Each song, yeah.
Let's get into each song. So the number 1 song is the introduction to the story.
Wait, we didn't go through the list. It's fine. We're
going to go through it here and kind of talk about each song. Yeah. So The Fool. That is the one that introduces the main character.
It is the most fun song on the album. It's only like a minute, 30 seconds.
It's a minute and 30 seconds. It is a fun song. It starts with like nature sounds and it's kind of slow. And you're like, what is this ASMR bullshit? And then it like record scratch. And then boom. It's like
it's super fun, jaunty, kind of like.
Yeah. The singer, I love the singer.
Dude, his voice.
His voice is so great.
If you saw him, you'd probably like him less. He looks like hipster Jesus with the flower crown.
And it actually is exactly what I thought it was. So I actually loved it even more. Fucking grow that flower crown, boy.
You just love that you were right.
Yeah. Who doesn't? I love that I was wrong. No, you fucking didn't. Eat a dick.
I don't know. I'd love to find out I was wrong about Valerie cheating on me.
Unfortunately, that'll never
All right,
come.
we'll bring that back on Surprisingly Sober.
Yeah, check us out on Surprisingly Sober where we go into Taryn's fucking...
Love life.
Where we already have. So.
But yeah, so... And then, like, I love how it kind of, like, dials it back for a second. Then it gets, like, really chaotic sounding.
Yeah.
And, like, that was, like, kind of, like, reflecting of, like, his life is spiraling down and he hates his life kind of, like, feel. Like, you know,
I was just
like...
going to talk about the music, not the story. We already talked about
Well, I mean, I'm talking about how the music ties in the story. Like, how
Yeah.
it goes, like, into this, like, just super atonal, fast, like, just smashing away on the instruments.
I love the gospel kind of, like, callback kind of a
Oh,
thing
yeah,
where he would, like, say
gang
something.
vocals.
Is that what it's called? Gang vocals?
I think so. I don't
it's
know.
more like a choir, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
he would say something, and then, like, the gospel
Then it was
choir
the
in
kind of
the
like,
background would be
you know, clapping, like,
Yeah,
group of women singing sound.
They were
like,
in the back, and you're like, yeah, do what you do.
yeah.
Something, you know.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love the
I
Fool.
love that
I would
shit.
love a 5-minute version of that song.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
The Fool is a great song.
Yeah.
Now, the next song, Pink Lemonade. That is the title track. Second one in. We've already gotten to it. We're done.
Yeah, for roll credits.
Yeah.
The end of the show. I mean, technically, he does wake up in the alleyway at the end of that song. He just wakes up in the dream alleyway.
So, Pink Lemonade. It starts out slow, but it picks it up. It's a pretty vivacious song.
Oh, yeah.
It's 8 minutes and 14 seconds. I got a problem with that. I got a big problem with that.
Did you see the runtime like right away, or did you just kind of sit there and realize, like, I've been listening to this song for a while?
When I realized that this was 3 different songs in one,
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Because it's a vivacious song, but then it slows down for a little bit, and then it picks back up,
That is something.
and then it slows down, and I'm like, "Okay, I don't like that. I like key changes, tempo changes, things like that, but not where they're completely separate."
Oh, yeah. You could easily break up all of the long songs on this album into
This could be a 20, 25 song album.
Yeah.
And there's only, I mean, like, fucking 12, 13?
11 songs,
11
including the outro track.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an 8-minute long song. That's my only problem with it. I don't like the slow parts. They're done well.
Yeah, like
They are done well, but they're just a little too slow for me and like too like what is going on?
Like the slow parts purely serve as a storytelling. Like
yes,
it's like narration in a movie.
Yes, I agree with that. It changes the mood to get ready for the next thing that's about to be said. Now that brings us to the next song, Neoprene Byzantine.
Probably one of my favorites on the album.
My fucking review of it is fucking let's go, baby.
Yeah.
That is my review of it. That is a fucking
Yeah.
banger of a song.
Yeah.
Not my favorite on the album.
Not
no.
your favorite, though.
No.
I think I know which one's your favorite.
I know you're going to know which one is my favorite. Seeds of Gold is the next one.
Is that your favorite?
It is one of my favorites.
Okay. I was going to be surprised if it was your favorite.
Seeds of Gold, man. That is a funky motherfucker.
It's their most popular song, like from their whole discography.
Really?
Yeah, with good reason. It's fucking awesome.
It's funky, man. I like it. It's got it's just really fucking good. It's a good song. It's 3 minutes 41 seconds, so it's a normal fucking length.
Yeah, it's a radio ready song. That's probably why it's one of the more popular ones. It's
what the fuck did I write there? I don't even know what I wrote in my notes. Catchy disco.
Yeah,
donkey.
That sums it up pretty well.
There's a word after disco in it. I think it's donkey, but I don't know. Catchy disco donkey. That is how I describe
it's a
this
super
song.
like it's very much the pop song of the album.
Yes, it's the pop song of the album. I like it.
That's why I was really surprised that Church of the Techno Christ was the original song, because this one just has like first single of the album written all over it. It is such a single song.
It is a single song, because when you listen to it, it stands alone too.
Yeah.
It definitely does not like it fits in with the rest of the story, but it stands out from the rest of the story.
But you don't need the story around it for it to be good.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't need the story.
Where like Dinosaur Boss Battle, you can't just listen to Dinosaur Boss Battle.
You're right. You can't listen to Dinosaur Boss Battle. Let's go to the next song.
The next song.
Speaking of a hot garbage dump fire, the Brahmatron
You didn't like the
song.
Brahmatron song?
Okay, it's a fun song. It's a fun song for the first minute. And it's like I don't really know what's going on, but I'm grooving to it.
Yeah.
And then holy fucking shit, it slows down. This is a 9.5 minute song. For 5 minutes, it goes into the weirdest fucking strange. I've never done acid. I've never done acid, and I don't want to now. After listening to this, if this is an acid trip, I do not want to do acid.
9 minute acid trip of your life.
Holy fucking shit, man! Like,
It's definitely.
It starts out great. The fucking opening, like first minute, 2 minutes, is a fun song. I don't know what's going on. It's not,
It's definitely.
It's groovy.
The most like avant-garde song of the album, where it's just like they're doing weird shit. It's fucking weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird. But I shit on it. But it is done perfectly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But there is nothing wrong with it. Musically, I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Dude, like, I don't know how they hit, like, the nail on the head so well with making such a long narrative album, but they fucking nailed it.
Yeah. So
It is, like, when I was trying to pick this album, I was going through the track list, I saw that the song was 9.5 minutes, and I was like, oh god. But then I listened to the album, and I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to choose for this week.
So the Brahmatron song, that's the computer.
Yeah.
I don't like
Computer
how many
God.
times he said the Brahmatron in the song.
Yeah.
It's like, we get it. That's the name of the fucking...
Yeah.
Like, we get it.
I mean, when you're writing a 9-minute song,
It's almost like you could have made it shorter. It's like...
He's telling a story.
Could have said Brahmatron a lot less. So anyway...
It's the Brahmatron song.
Oh yeah, I know it's the Brahmatron song, Darren. I know that. He said it so many times. So many.
The Brahmatron song.
Fuck. There is a point in the song where someone is in the background yelling, Brahmatron song.
Oh my god.
I almost shut it off and texted you and told you to go fuck yourself when I heard that. When I heard someone in the battle yelling, the Brahmatron. I was like, fuck off.
Alright. We're up to the Dinosaur boss battle.
The name of the song is Dinosaur Boss Battle. I don't know how many times I have to say that. The name of the song is Dinosaur Boss Battle.
It's the most, like,
Nintendo DS
video
bullshit
game
you've ever
of
heard?
the album, yeah. It's super video gamey.
So I want to talk about how it starts off with like a burbling swamp. You hear like a burbling swamp. And then it starts off with someone saying, Dear Swamp Ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dear Swamp Ass.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
What the fuck? Dear Swamp Ass.
You know, I don't know much of like the plot of this song and the next song because I just don't get it.
I didn't get it either. This song, Dear Swamp Ass Dinosaur Boss Battle, is 6 minutes and 20 seconds
Yeah.
of just swamp ass. I don't know what's going on in this song, man.
Yeah, it was fun though. Like
It was fun. It started off slow, but it picked it up. It picks up.
Yeah.
And I could get into it.
But like lyrically, like just like the plot of the song, I had no idea what was going on.
I had to pause it and look up the lyrics to see if he actually said "Dear Swamp Ass," and he does.
Yeah.
Why?
Didn't you read the rest of the lyrics?
I just started laughing so fucking hard. So, yes, Dinosaur Boss Battle. It's a fucking weird song, man.
Yeah. 6 minutes of definitely
And 20 seconds.
Yeah, exploring what you can put in a song.
A lot of nature sounds in this fucking album.
Yeah, didn't you see what he looked like? He had a flower crown in one of the pictures I saw of him.
Oh, I didn't see the flower crown.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to try and pronounce this next one?
Yeah, because you'll have just as good as guess as me.
That's probably better. Mauer Bauer Traurig Kite.
Yeah, that's about what I was thinking.
Mauer Bauer Traurig Kite. That is one word. 7 minutes 25 seconds is how long the song is.
I saw them perform this song live, and he just said Mauer Bauer before he went into it.
Because the thing is not in the song. The word is not in the song.
Well, no, like he just said this one's called Mauer Bauer, and then started playing.
Yeah, because he doesn't even know how to pronounce it.
Probably not.
Mauer Bauer Traurig Kite. So this one starts a little melancholy. This is a very like, I'm sad.
Well, it's because
he's depressed. We get it.
Well, like he found himself alone in the universe, and there's like nothing else. He's just alone with this horrible knowledge that he just attained from the Brahmatron song. He just gained this horrible knowledge, and now he's just like walking alone through the world. So it's a bit of a downer, you know.
But it gets groovy. It's got a groove.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing about this album is it's groovy, man.
Oh yeah, you can definitely like
like people may overuse the word or don't know how to use the word groovy correct, but this is groovy.
Yeah.
This is a groovy album.
If this came out during like the 60s, 70s, this would have been the biggest album of like fucking all time. People would be losing their mind over like the true meaning behind like every little detail.
What's the true meaning of Dino Boss Battle? That's how I wrote it down because I didn't want to write Dinosaur because I forgot how to spell dinosaur.
Is it A-U or is it U-A?
No one gives a shit. They're dead.
Okay.
Next one
is the single Church of the Techno Christ.
Church of the Techno Christ. 6 minutes and 46 seconds of Techno Christ.
This one was definitely one of the ones I could skip over more often. It was okay.
The one thing I liked in this one was that guitar. It's got like I don't know what he's doing. I know how to do it, but I can't think of it like what it's called. It's got kind of like that. There's a Maroon 5 song that's like that. It's This Love. This Love. They're from their good album, Sunday Morning, or Songs About Jane or something like that.
I don't think I've listened to Maroon 5.
It's the one with all their like first hits on it. And you're like, Sunday morning, rain is falling. The radio rock shit. This love has taken its toll. That song. That's the song that I'm thinking of with that guitar in it.
Okay.
Where it's like
I'll take your word for it.
That song. It's got kind of like a style of riff where it's like a quick picking and muting in between each like
strum. Yeah, I know what part you're talking about in this song.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit. That got me going. Other than that, the song is kind of garbage, but
yeah, it was just
It actually was. This one was definitely a story-heavy song.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, it's called The Church of the Techno Christ. I was expecting techno, and I'm glad I didn't get it. Are you the bad guy? Say it. Say it.
Yeah.
Duh.
Beck and Fire.
Beck and Fire. Okay. My first thought when I heard this, because usually what I'll do is I'll write my first thought down and then kind of like...
Then kind of get into it more?
Yeah, so can we just start a song normally? This sounds like sleep music.
Yeah.
This just, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's just like, this is music I listen to when I go to sleep, because obviously I'm not going to listen to, like, Slavic metal when I try and go to sleep, Taryn. Yeah. So, like... I just like, and also, why do all these songs start so weird? It's never just like an opening riff.
It's never like a drum pattern or anything at the beginning. It's always like
an animal noise, a burbling, like,
hey, swamp ass.
Swamp ass. Dear swamp ass. We should put that on a t-shirt.
I don't think we're allowed to. I think they would probably be able to be like, hey, you're using one of our lyrics to sell merch.
It's 3 lyrics. Or 3 words.
Yeah, but then they would see this video and be like, see, they got it from reviewing our music.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, that'd be like saying like
I'll fight your
I can
dinosaur.
sell shirts that say Motley Crue on it. It's just 2 words.
Well, depends on how you spell it. I think they
Yeah.
do have their way of spelling
Yeah,
it
true.
trademarked. So check one for the boys
Okay,
back home.
fine. I'll sell shirts that say Slayer. Literally just 1 word.
Slay her.
Slay her.
All right. So Beck and Fire. Yeah. Like, what were your thoughts on it? This is a 4-minute song, so we're getting back in the range
we're getting back into normal music. I mean, I liked it, but it was definitely nothing like stand out or that special to me.
No,
It was
yeah,
just-
it definitely wasn't. And yeah, it's called Beck and Fire. What was this part of the story about?
This is where he is depressed because he realized he could find happiness all along, and he didn't need the pink lemonade, and he didn't need to like essentially ruin his life by drinking the pink lemonade. So it's a lot of just like lament for his like past decisions and like how he just fucked up and wish he could go back to normal.
Yeah. And so we'll go into the next song, Happy Days. Previous song.
The best song on the album.
On the previous song, I said, can we get a song that starts normally? And then, yes, we can with the next one, Happy Days, man. That's got a fucking, like, bluesy rock shit going on to it.
Yeah, it does.
I dig it, man.
Yeah,
I'm in it. It's
such
groovy,
a
bro.
good song.
It's groovy, bro.
It slaps ass cheeks like farts spanking out of my asshole.
Then what really pissed me off is they try to ruin it by slowing the song down. But then they're smart and they only have that for a short while and they bring it back up for like a few bars.
Yeah.
You know, and it's back to the normal like blues. Like it's actually like that's a single, man.
Yeah.
It's just 5 minutes and 38 seconds.
That's not too long.
Okay, that's on the longer side for me.
It's on the longer side, but it's not too long. It's not 9.5 minutes, all right?
That's like saying,
Dude, he
well, Hitler
only put a
killed-
finger in your ass, all right?
Hitler only killed 8 million Jews. Stalin killed 50. I mean, that's what you're saying. That's what I think about 9.5 minute long songs. They're the Joseph Stalin of songs.
So you're saying that Happy Days is Hitler, all right?
Yeah, and I love Happy Days.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, it's the best song on the album. It is so good.
Oh, it's a great song, man. It is the best song on the album. We both agree with that.
His vocal work on it too is so good.
Yes, man. It is.
Definitely, like, I'll understand why the song's not like just like widely known. Like, this is a song that I feel like should be like heard by more people.
That and Seeds of Gold.
Oh yeah, Seeds of Gold is also good, but like this one's definitely like, why aren't people like just listening to this?
It's because it's not played on the radio. It's
Yeah.
It's 5.5 minute song. Have you ever listened to a 5.5 minute song on the radio?
No.
It's 2 to 4 minutes at most.
I remember there was a radio station that refused to play songs that were longer than 3 minutes. So this band had a song that was like 3 minutes, like 10 seconds long or something, and the studio said no. So they resubmitted it, and when they wrote in the runtime, they said 2 minutes 70 seconds, and the studio played it. Let that be a representation of human stupidity.
The music industry,
Yeah.
entertainment industry, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah. Because great bands like Closure and Moscow get no fucking recognition.
How many Spotify listeners do they have?
Oh, it's like 300,000. They do well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They don't even have.
Oh wait. No. They're under 100,000. What am I talking about?
I thought they were like 20,000.
82.
Oh, 82,000. Okay, because they don't even have like an About Me on there.
But their following loves them. Seeds of Gold has 2.5 million listens. Yeah.
Damn, son.
Sweetheart, which is the song we'll be doing our short review of, also has 2 million listens.
Yeah. So the next song is
Penku Reminato.
but they put it in there in the Japanese lettering. What is
Yeah.
it called? Kaiji?
Yeah,
Is that how you pronounce that?
I think so.
I'm probably mispronouncing that.
Yeah.
But the Japanese alphabet, they use that and they put pink.
Pink lemonade. It's
Japanese.
Penku Reminato, I think.
All right.
Or Penku Reminade.
And I'm just going to say, what the fuck? This is some Nintendo bullshit. It starts with like a Nintendo like doot doot doot.
Yeah. It's the post-credit scene. Like it's just
for what? Scott Pilgrim versus the World? What the fuck? Why is this a video game?
For the story that just happened.
The acid trip, man?
Yeah. Is that not what you hear after an acid trip?
I would like to refer to like 10 minutes ago when I said I've never done acid, nor do I really care to.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying...
That's probably why me and my ex broke up.
So you're saying if you were at home and the girl that you were in a relationship and love just was like, oh yeah, I brought 2 tabs of acid home, you'd be like, I feel like we should talk about this before we just like bring acid into the house.
That is literally word for word what I said to her.
Yeah.
Because that happened.
Yes.
And then she kept it in the freezer.
And then she asked me, hey, is it okay if I use this in the house? And I'm just like, yeah, but if you break my TV, you're gonna fucking pay for it.
I mean, I don't think it's...
You don't know what a trip's gonna be, man.
All I know is that when my fucking dad and stepmom did it, they just listened to the Beatles for hours on end.
Yeah, but you never know what it's gonna be. That's the whole thing. Like, you don't know you're going to have a good trip or something.
My favorite one was like, you don't want to, like, when you're tripping, you don't want to think your head is an orange and try to peel it.
Yeah, I suppose you don't.
Yeah, so this is the credits thing that you were talking about. We don't really need to go into that because there's no music that's being made.
It's not really a song.
So, I feel like I shit on the album a lot in my review, that there's a lot of weird tempo changes and all this stuff. And I didn't like it. But overall, the album is fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Everything is well written, well played. There's nothing wrong with it. It's well produced. It is immaculate.
Yeah.
It is perfect. When you listen to it, there's nothing wrong with anything. There's not like
it's literally just like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a 1 hour long movie. It's an episode of Black Mirror. Let's be real. That's what this album is. It's like an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah. And it's perfect. I kept listening to it and being like, fucking, I can't believe I gotta listen to this. But damn, I get to listen to this.
Yeah, like once you get into the album, it's like, oh shit, this is like awesome.
Yeah, there's like some good songs, but then like, goes away and something slow happens, but then it comes back and you're like...
Yeah, this one is almost like, in retrospect, kind of bad for how we review albums, because it's not about the songs, it's about the album.
Yeah, it's about the album as a whole.
Yeah. We could complain, 9.5 minute song, really? Well, yeah, it's a 9.5 minute song. It's a 1 hour album. You're there for the 1 hour. You're not there for...
Is it an hour long?
Yeah.
That was like 40 minutes or something.
No, it's exactly right at 1 hour. 1 hour, 0 minutes.
You sure about that? I don't think so.
1 hour, 0 minutes.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, so like, you're not there for 9.5 minutes. You're there for an hour. Like, you're not listening to that one song to listen to that
You're
one
not
song.
going to be like, I got 20 minutes to kill. I'm going to go put this on. Or I got 20 minutes, I'm going to do this thing for 20 minutes, and I'm going to listen to this album. No. This is I'm going to take acid.
Unless you're listening to, like, Seeds of Gold, Happy Days, or probably Neoprene. I could listen on some.
Neoprene, Byzantine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
then, like, other than that, there's not really any of the songs that are like, all right, time to throw the Brahmatron song on. Like,
If I ever heard that goddamn name again.
That's why I picked it out of the list.
The Brahmatron song.
Yeah. So, what is your final rating of
the
It's
not really my cup of tea.
I know it wasn't going to be.
But it is done so immaculately well. Like, I cannot say enough that it is done perfectly, man. Yeah. I honestly do not understand how more people have not heard of this band. I'm giving it an 8.5.
I'm giving it a 9.
Okay.
Because I'm in the exact same boat as you. There is nothing to change about, but it's definitely more my cup of tea. Because I love bands like Coheed and Cambria. Like, that super, like, prog kind of sound. Like, the really weird guitar riffs and, like, weird key changes and stuff like that. And, like, bizarre chord choices. and the like kind of like higher ranged, like more feminine sounding vocal. He definitely gets a lot. He's a lot more radio sounding than Coheed and Cambria, where like his voice is a lot more like for the masses.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really surprising that like Coheed and Cambria's been around longer, has made more music than them, but it's really surprising that they are not bigger than Coheed and Cambria. Because Coheed has like I think 1 million monthly listeners. They're a big successful band. These guys are still like supporting acts to bigger bands when they tour. So it's like, I don't understand how these guys are not bigger.
That's what shocks me, man, because it's done so immaculately well. I looked into this band a little bit, and it was telling me that I think it was their first album. They sold like each one of them. There's like 6 or 7 members, I think it was. They all sold their cars so they could get the guy who produced
Dance Gavin Dance
albums to come out to Australia and produce their first album. So it's like
they threw their lives into the music,
and they need to be fucking rewarded, man.
Yeah.
Like fucking, I know we have no fucking audience, but go listen to these fucking guys.
Yeah, like
it is fucking.
I'm so excited to hear what comes next out of them, because their first album it's still prog, but it's definitely nowhere near as well done as like a unique, challenging kind of album like this one. Or like this one's definitely a lot weirder. Their first album, it was like kind of like more on the pop rock side, which is weird because bands usually start weird then normalize out.
Yeah.
They started out like kind of normalized, and then we're like, now it's time to do some weird shit. It's kind of like what Kevin Feige is doing with Marvel. Yeah. You know, like now we have Shang-Chi and stuff coming out where he's just sit off the side like, time to get weird with this. Talking raccoon and tree, make that movie. Guardians was weird when it first came out.
Oh yeah, but now it's like normal.
Yeah.
It's definitely like not the weirdest thing out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely liked it. I can see the good in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I give it a good 8.5 out of 10.
That's high for you. Out of what we've reviewed so far.
It's a B.
Yeah. It's good.
But yours is a 9 out of 10 on a bell curve.
Yeah.
Fucking math nerd.
Like, I'm not trying to be like, you know, like, oh, they're underground. I don't like mainstream. But these guys should be mainstream. That's the problem. The Shire of Frodo garbage.
The Shire of Frodo bullshit.
All right. So, do you have anything else to talk about the album? I mean,
I can't really think of anything else for that.
So, then I believe it's time to figure out what are we listening to for the next week.
For the next week? Yeah. So I thought about giving you something weird.
You listened to the Brahmatron song and you're just like, I'm giving him garbage.
I was going to give you something that I think I'm going to save for later. I was going through it. I'm not going to make you listen to a Taylor Swift or a Beatles album until you really fuck me up.
Until I give you that band I was listening to in the living room. Old Alex Terrible.
Yeah. What's with Russians and giving themselves like Alex the Terrible, Ivan the Terrible, bullshit names like that?
I don't know. Well, it's just Alex Terrible, not Alex the Terrible.
Well, it's short for Alex the Terrible. Vlad the Impaler. So I was going to go with something that was going to be kind of like, soul,
Yeah.
But then I'm like, you know what? No, we should really have some fun with this one.
Uh-oh. I don't like fun.
Yeah, you do. I'm going to go with a classic album from 1986.
Oh, that's not as old as I was expecting. I was expecting you to say like 1930s or something, like something just really fucking...
They didn't do albums back then. They just released singles on the old tin can that they sang into for the radio.
All right, then.
What? They were poor back then.
Yeah.
Everyone was poor in the 30s. It was the Great Depression.
All right, I'm eager.
All right, it is a classic album from 1986. It is called Licensed to Ill by the Beastie Boys.
I'm familiar with this album.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's a few songs on there that you might not have heard or listened to, but I definitely want to get your take on this because I'm learning a lot more about you and your music taste than I thought that I knew, because I just assumed you liked every band that was on Warped Tour.
Yeah.
That was kind of why I knew Taryn.
Eventually, I'll have to give you a Warped Tour band. Just an old school.
You did, just now.
They are not a Warped Tour band. They played Warped Tour, but they're not a Warped Tour
we listened
band.
to Panic. We've listened to Paramore.
Neither of them are Warped Tour bands.
But they were on Warped Tour.
Like, yeah, they played Warped Tour.
Therefore, they are a Warped Tour band.
No, like, Warped Tour band is a very specific kind of post-hardcore metalcore. Like, Sleeping with Sirens, Warped Tour band.
Oh, yeah, Beartooth.
Miss May I, Warped Tour band.
What's the...
And that's the two ends of the spectrum.
Mayfire.
Yeah, that's a Warped Tour band.
Let's name Warped Tour bands. Attack.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I went to one Warped Tour, man. Breathe Carolina.
Oh, that's an old Warped Tour band, man.
It's been a while since I went to one.
Get some fist bumping going on this fucking
There was
podcast.
a beach ball. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was during summer.
What was another one? Oh,
Asking Alexandria.
Asking Alexandria.
Old Asking Alexandria Warped Tour band.
Abandon All Ships. What?
Peak Warped Tour band. Praise be.
I did it. We'll end with that one because that was a good one. Apparently, I didn't know that.
That is a terrible band.
Really?
That I
What's
love.
the one that Kellen Quinn's in?
Sleeping with Sirens.
Sleeping with Sirens.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Um.
All right. So next week we will be
is
listening to "License to Ill" by the Beastie Boys.
Yes, this will be a fun one because it's not going to be difficult for us to review like this one was, like for music wise.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to bring us out of our music element of how this music is made.
Oh yeah.
Because like this is hip hop.
Yeah. This is the early stages of like what ended up becoming modern hip hop.
Like, because modern hip hop, they have like machines. They have
Yeah.
things where they can make sounds. This is like they made the sounds.
Yeah, and it's a band, which is weird.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is the Beastie Boys is a band. Like they would play this shit live with instruments. Just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So, and it's got some classic songs on it too. So.
Yeah. I think I saw No Sleep Till Brooklyn on the list, which is
great when two white kids from the West Coast sing it. No sleep till Brooklyn. All right. It's gonna take us like 3 days to drive to Brooklyn from here.
Yeah.
No sleep.
Or just one plane ride, Jesus.
Yeah, but I'd sleep on the plane.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this has been Surprisingly Music. Check us out on Surprisingly Sober, where we'll talk about
girls, life problems,
aliens,
masturbation,
lots of masturbation, and more masturbation,
facial hair, body hair. I want to talk about body hair.
Okay, that's weird. I got a thing that I want to talk about too on this week's Surprisingly Sober podcast. But check us out there. Yep. We're at Surprisingly
Surprising
on
Twit.
Twitter. If you want to follow us there for some weird reason,
or
Taryn will post.
I need to
memes, and I'll repost memes.
I need to log into the Instagram at some point.
No, you don't. That's mine.
Dude, you post like mom memes on Twitter. I can post stuff on fucking Instagram.
Okay, fine. Post memes there.
No, I'm not gonna post memes. I'm gonna post pictures of my cock.
You can't do that. I've already tried. They took it down.
We have no followers. It's fine.
No, we don't.
People have to report it to get in trouble.
That's true. So yeah, check us out there, and then tell people about the podcast.
Yeah, and
we like doing this, and we'll keep doing it whether you like it or not.
And listen to Closure in Moscow, Pink Lemonade.
Yeah, they really deserve to be listened to.
Yeah,
if you somehow hear us, go listen to them.
Yeah.
Tell other people to listen to them.
If they play Seattle or Portland, like in the near future, I'm fucking going. Like
I'm never getting out of the pandemic, Taryn. Don't worry, they'll never come here.
Damn it.
And on that sad note.
All right, this is us, r/signing off.